Estás viendo Canal América, televisión dominicana para el mundo.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your fears.
Welcome back to A Time for Truth show. It's a pleasure to have you with us again, and I'm your host, Dr. Bernard Fialkoff. And today we have a great show. It's going to be very uplifting, moving, energizing. Before we get into it, a lot of you have been asking, how do I get the previous segments shows? I've heard about some that I'd like to see. Very simple. You go on YouTube and you click A Time for Truth show and put the subscribe button, and lo and behold, there you go. You'll be able to get all our previous segments and viewings. So let's get on with the show, because it's going to be definitely energetic for your spirit, your soul, and Buddha. If you put up our pictures of our guest tonight, Mr. Tony Wilson. And here's the real story about the young James Brown. Tony Wilson, a Chicago native, an international entertainer with Sony Records. James Brown, the Godfather of Soul, turned his band over to Tony because of his dedicated, passionate work in preserving Mr. James Brown's Mr. Dynamite visual concert legacy as the Godfather of Soul. And there you see Tony up in the air. I mean, this guy is amazing. Not only is he an international entertainer, but he is some acrobat and gymnast. And Tony is one of the hardest working entertainers in show business, with a talented voice, and as I said, a plethora of acrobatic dance moves. In 1999, when Digital Domain producers asked the Godfather, "What do we call Tony Wilson?" James Brown looked at Tony and concluded, "He's the young James Brown." And on the first movie set, James Brown chose Tony and subsequently contacted Tony again for the BMW film Beat the Devil, a short film with Gary Oldman and Clive Owens, produced by Ridley and Tony Scott. Mr. Wilson has appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show as the best singer-performer of Michael Jackson tunes, and was Michael Jackson's understudy in The Wiz. There you see him with James Brown. He has performed with the Isley Brothers, as well as touring internationally to China, Japan, Amsterdam, Sweden, Italy, the UK, and West Indies. He is a worldwide ambassador in music for kids and to top 10 501c3 nonprofit companies, such as the National Congress of Black Women, directed by President Faye Williams. The World Conference of Mayors, directed by CEO and President, founder, Mayor Johnny Ford. There you see Tony up in the air again. I don't know if he walks, I think he flies. There you go. And he's also ambassador for the foundation of A Drug-Free World America's chapter, bringing the education and the truth about drugs to our young people. He's also was involved with the Dick Gregory Story Group. And Tony's mission is to spread wholesome, family-oriented music worldwide. He's a strong advocate for for a drug-free lifestyle and has a unique style in vocal and dance performance. So fasten your seatbelts for this show and get ready for the young James Brown that you can get at gjamesbrown.com. Welcome, Tony Wilson, to A Time for Truth show.
Oh, thank you so much, Doctor. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I mean, you're an amazing actor, entertainer, singer. What inspired you to go into that realm?
Well, my mom and dad did. They said if you love music so much, then you should go ahead and just pursue it. Get up there on that stage and do what you do at home. And that's what I did.
Well, I got to tell you, at the recent Harlem Globetrotter, World Mayors Conference Drug-Free World event we put on, you put on quite a show, actually like walking on your hands, flying through the air, as well as singing. I mean, just what got you to start doing that? What made you think of incorporating all that into your act?
Well, I used to watch all of the great vaudeville dancers, the tap dancers, the Berry brothers, the Nicholas brothers, and Sammy Davis Jr. And then, of course, when the Jackson Five were roaming around, I would always uh, do a tribute to them and always perform and dance and just practice, And I just kept doing it. It was so exciting to do it because the people would just go crazy when you do those type of things. So it's something I wanted to do, especially when I found out you get paid for it. It was great.
Absolutely. And how was it that you came about to meet James Brown?
I jumped on the stage. I had a baby to uh, clean up after her dog and take care of her, a senior citizen. And she took me to see James Brown when I was 10 years old. I jumped on the stage with him. And ever since then, and ever since then, I never left the stage.
Well, that's amazing. So it started at 10 years of age.
10 years.
Woo! You got some courage and confront to go up on a stage with a star like James Brown at 10 years of age. Were you just always that way when you were younger?
Yes, I was always there. I always wanted to join in and jump and perform and dance and tumble. And all of my sisters were tap dance teachers and modern dance teachers, so I was always involved with them, with my sisters, and it was a great thing to do. It's definitely a good way to stay out of trouble. When we got out of school, we went straight to the Park District and we learned tap and modern dance and tumbling and trampoline and all that stuff, high energy stuff.
Without a doubt. Buddha, do you have his video ready? Let's play it. Let's play for the audience one of your videos because this way they can see what we're talking about. Here we go. Here's the young James Brown in action. And I think this is at the Apollo Theater. Let's go ahead and put that on, Buddha.
Anthony, what you gonna do for us, man?
Mark, I don't know. But whatever I do, it's got to be funky.
Yeah!
Papa's got a brand new bag. Just give me the crazy scene. Not too fancy, but the night is pretty clean. Ain't no drag. Papa's got a brand new bag.
That is amazing.
Thank you so much. I had fun.
Oh my
Yeah.
Lord! I mean, that's like over the top. Yeah, unbelievable. So that was at the Apollo, right?
Yeah, that was at Apollo 1992, and I also went on again. Then go on YouTube. It's 2006. I was on Apollo. Whoopi Goldberg was the host, and that was very funny.
Well, I'm telling you, you're definitely absolutely dynamite for sure. It's not just a saying. So, what was it like working with the Godfather's soul, James Brown?
Well, it was great because the good news is that he called me, and so therefore, and I wasn't considered a band member, so I didn't have to uh, go by all the rules that the other musicians had to go by. So I was right up front with him, but working with him was just totally great, unbelievable.
And you know, when you were someone like that, you know, there's so much you get from them. Were there things that he spoke about with you about life or entertaining that you could share with us today on the show?
And James Brown told me some things. He'd have some little cliches. He'll say, "Son, just remember, you can't get to the two before the one." And I didn't know what he meant by it until later on. Is that a lot of people jump ahead of the time of things that they want to do, whether it's education, dance, entertainment, being a doctor. Learn, educate yourself first in all things. That's the one. Then you can go to two and do that. But you take care of yourself, get yourself together. Then you can do anything you want. Because if you go ahead and just start doing things for other people and not taking care of your health, not taking care of your home, not taking care of your children, not taking care of your body, make sure that you stay drug free, make sure that you balance yourself, eat healthy, do everything on the one. That's what that means. On the one, not the two.
Makes total sense. You know, I know you had shown me a song. You had some lyrics that you sing for you, and I don't know if you have that there with you. Do you have that there
Yeah.
close by, or?
Well, I don't remember what it is. Basically, it's a song called King Heron, and your viewing audience can pull that up. It's more of a talking song. That's why all of the hip hop rappers say that James Brown invented hip hop and rap because that's what he used to do. Ladies and gentlemen, this is James Brown, and I want to tell you about a horrible drug, heroin. It make it so bad, it make you leave your mother outside. This drug don't have no mercy. This drug don't have no shame. This drug will make you blame everything on everybody that you can name. His name is King Herring, and you have to watch out. There it is.
Wow. You know what?
Oh yeah.
It's gotta be so fulfilling. And when you think about him, how do you feel? Like when you go back to being with him?
It's amazing that we lost him on Christmas Day, and so every song I hear is James Brown. All of his lyrics mean something today. Not just say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. For everyone, and that song would be get up, get into it, and get involved. And that song tells you about life, how people sit back and they take for granted all of the gifts that they have. So it's like everybody over there, get on up. Everybody right there, get into it. Everybody right there, get involved. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. But if you got an education, you won't be called. If you got an education, you're gonna have it all. You just do it right, and then you don't have to come back and do it at night. You just do it one time, doctor. Make it right. That's the message. Yes.
I tell you, I got to have you on the show just so I can get entertained because this is like I'm having too good a time here, Tony. That's beautiful. So, I see how you take your music, you're performing, and you're affecting your audiences. So I was curious, because you've kind of led into this a little bit. Do you have a mission in terms of when you perform in front of young people? Is there something you're trying to do?
Yeah, my mission has always been to don't be a dropout, don't do drugs, and that mission is every one of my shows. Because a lot of the kids will come up, they have lots of questions. They would ask, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you flip? How do you spin? How do you walk on your head? And I say, I stay off of drugs and I educate myself in whatever it is that I like to do. Dance, sing, play drums, play guitar. We turn the song around called Say It Loud, an instrument for every child. So instead of them picking up a knife or a gun, they're picking up a guitar and some drums. Instead of them picking up some drugs, they're picking up a saxophone. Put that in your mouth. A saxophone, a trombone, a flute. you know. So you put those things in your hands, and then therefore you have yourself not only a trade, but you have a good life because you're drug free and because you've educated yourself. So you're finishing school. You're not going to be a dropout. You're not going to be a drug addict, and you're going to learn through other people's experiences without you physically experiencing it. And once you do that, you can do all those things that you want to do. It's never too late. Never
That's
too late.
that's absolutely true. I agree with you totally on that. And so when you travel across the world, do you find that the different countries are different, or how have you found it? Do you find that basically the people are just similar even though they're different? How do you find that?
Yeah, well, they're very different. I mean, you can go to the UK and you can see the lingo is different. You can see their lifestyle is different. I've been to China 4 times, and they're definitely 100% different. They don't have Facebook. They don't have social media. They don't have Google. So when you go there and you're just a phone addict, then you're gonna find yourself coming back to the basics of what life is really about. And when you go to Japan, it's a little bit more open, and so you get to find out their lifestyle and the things that they do and believe in. And it's just the totally things that you just don't do in the USA. You can even get on the airplane and they'll tell you, oh, okay, you're going to China, don't do this, do that. And and so these are great things. When you go to the West Indies, these people, they're really into their culture. So whether it's St. Lucia or Barbados or someplace like that, everybody has a different culture, and people can really get offended easily if you talk about certain things, because they believe in the family, they believe in staying together, they believe in working together, and that's great for USA too, in a lot of parts. But everything is different. And you'll just really be spellbound by how people live in other parts of the world, and they don't know who James Brown is or Stevie Wonder or Motown artists, because they're patois, they're French, or they're a different other language, and they live a totally different life. It's just wonderful to see that, and mind-boggling.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when they see you, probably it just opens up totally to them because they go, well, wow, it's a whole new experience
Yeah,
for them, right?
yeah, they actually look at it, because see, what the good thing about them is that because entertainers like Michael Jackson is so global and worldwide, you have aborigines in the bush that know who Michael Jackson is. So they've seen these dances, and when they see a human being come and perform it, then they really freak out. They really freak out. And I had a good time pretty much everywhere that I went, and I can't wait to travel again. I'm on my way doing the same thing, to bring in music, to the world, and letting people see the love and the life force that you have within yourself. And once you have that, everything else is complete. It really is.
Absolutely. And what is it that is there something? Because a lot of us sometimes we go through things in our life where maybe we lost somebody that was really close to us or we loved, and so we decide to take on a purpose. Was there something like that happened with you in your life with someone close to you, or family or friend, that inspired you to become such a humanitarian?
Yeah, well, that was even my mom and my dad and my sisters and my brother, they all inspire me in different ways. Um, I think other people's pains and then their triumphs over that pain and their situations or whatever something bad or horrible happened, you learn how to. This is how I'm going to deal with it when it happens to me, or if it happens to me. This is where I can help my friend that just lost his mother or his daughter or son, or somebody that lost it to a drive by, or somebody lost a loved one from addiction. My sister died on my birthday, August 14th, and because she was on drugs, and so I did everything to help her. But what helped more than anything is to be able to be aware and educated on what to do, how to do, and what not to do. And so I've learned that giving the love that you have every day is probably the best thing that you can do. You can care. A lot of people that are on drugs, for instance, they're not the same person, so you can't treat them like they're that person, because they are that person, but they're that person on drugs or under influence. So sometimes they don't know what to do, but you have to learn through other experiences so that you can deal with these things as they come. And I've learned that giving love to them, giving support to them is the best thing that I can do, because I'm not a doctor and I can't act like one, but I can act like somebody who loves the person that's in trouble or in need.
Well, a lot of times that's the first step. You were talking about James Brown talking about doing one before two. So
Yeah,
I think that's a really good point you brought out, because if you're going to help that person, you got to get first to one where they know that you really care about them, that you got their best interest at heart. So, I think you
exactly.
got the right track with that one, Tony,
Yeah, can't get to the two before the one.
As a surgeon for so many years, that's what we concentrate with at the office. And first, getting the person to realize that they're okay, everything's going to be okay. So let me ask you
Right.
something, because I see you're really not only prolific and talented, but you really are humanitarian and for real caring about people. What would you like to be most remembered for?
Um, for my spirit and my always smiling, always keeping a good outlook, because that's within yourself. If you can, you know, kind of put yourself in a place that people remember you. They remember you because you probably was a listener more than a talker, or you were someone who was so unconditionally uh, caring and loving for other people. And I think that I would like people to remember me for my spirit and how I'm always on the up and now never on the down. And no matter what happened, I was lived here in Florida, and then I moved to back in 2015 to take care of my mom and dad. My dad was getting sick, so now my dad died. My mom just died November 19th. My sister died on my birthday, and so you know, there's nothing to me that's more hurtful than if losing a family member. So I would like people to remember me by the love that I give, and not only that, but the love that I'll always give to everyone, and love me for me being me. That's all you can do. Just love me for me being me. If you've met me, love me for how you met me.
Let you be who you are. Absolutely. So many times I see, you know, they want to change you. They can't accept who
Yeah,
you are. Or they don't really see what you're trying to
correct.
get done. So you're so right. I think it's a lesson that's good for really all of us to learn, is to first step, like again, the 1-2 is accepting that person for who they are, and
Yes,
before starting to judge them or trying to change them.
right,
We can't all be the same. You're so right about that.
right. Don't make them feel bad. Just treat them how they are. That's how they are, and be their friend, be understanding, and do what you can do. You know, and once you can do what you can do, feel good when you go to sleep. You've done all that you can do.
Exactly. I was going to ask you, Tony, are there one or two songs that are like your really top favorites that you love to sing?
Well, of course, I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't now. I feel good. I knew that I couldn't, y'all. So good, so good. I got you. Now when I hold you in my arms, oh, then I can do no wrong. And when I hold you in my arms, your love can do me no harm. I feel nice, like sugar is fine. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. You got some voice. I was going to ask you, the dancing on your hands, was that something you
Yeah.
just were able to do always, or did you have to like build up to it?
Well, a lot of people say that. They say that I'm dancing on my hands. Say I'm doing a backflip. I do neither. I do a forward flip and I walk on my head. My head is on the floor and I'm using my hands to propel me forward.
And you just instantaneously were able to do that, or it took a while?
I pretend like there's three pit bulls after me and I can't see the third one.
That motivated you, right?
Yeah, either
Amazing.
that'll definitely.
You know,
Yeah.
at the Orlando basketball game, I saw that you really were interacting with those kids on the sidelines, and that you wanted to partake with Drug Free World. What
Yes.
what is your vision of what you see with your singing in Drug Free World?
Yeah, well, when I do it, I involve the kids so they can feel and see what I'm seeing. And I knew that the Harlem Globetrotters had a vision of how they interact with the kids, and I didn't want to interfere with that, but I made them a part of it. I wanted to make them a part of my dance, what I feel, and to scream, to give them an element of surprise, a shocker. I mean, we was shocker when you got out there and played basketball. That was the shocker, and you made a few shots too, there, Doc.
You know what, Tony? You and I got to practice some more. As we were talking, we got to the end of the show, but what we should have done is the mayor should have been in one corner, one of us should have been at the key, the other one should be in another corner, and we should have passed it back and forth and got the Globetrotters to say, what's going on here?
That's right. We should have did that, but we had a ball doing it, and it was such a pleasure to be interviewed by you and to meet you, and it was really a pleasure, and I definitely always support a drug-free world. They had
Got
one
it.
called Mothers Against Drunk Driver.
Absolutely. Well, an art against violence from Bobby Hunter and the World Conference of Mayors. Unfortunately, we ran out of time, but thank you, Tony, for being on the show. Mr. Tony Wilson, the young James Brown, and the guy who's going to continue the legacy. Thank you for what you do, and for all of you watching, take a lesson and heed from Tony Wilson and put some energy in your life, and
Yes.
sing me 3 words. Sing me that thing. I feel. Go ahead.
I feel good.
Good night.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got. But the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your feet